So after a roller coaster of result announcements and counselings, etc., which are usually associated with NEET, this happened this time with INI as well. So we have finally reached a stage where all the students have started settling into their courses and colleges. And what course is more beautiful than rheumatology itself? Like as wonderful as the branch is, it's also as competitive. The difficulty level at cracking the exam is also very high. And on that note, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Dr. Nirmal, a future rheumatologist who has secured an amazing rank of common rank 5 and an AML AIMS merit list rank of 6. So the exam is so competitive that even after securing a top 5 rank, which in almost all branches will secure you any college of your choice, this exam is quite tough in the sense there is some dilemma up to you get the seat. But again, now that he's very much settled, we are free to talk. So as I say, congratulations on choosing the branch, Nirmal, and it's as such a competitive branch, and then double congratulations on acing the exam. So how does it feel after such a great result?
Thank you, sir. As you told, it was after getting the result like this, I was having a mixed feeling only, whether to be happy or I don't know whether I would get this seat or not. It was like that only. But after finishing the first round of counseling, that now I'm very very happy that I where I am now. So extremely
Yeah,
happy.
before we sure. So before we go ahead, like let's ask you about your introduction. Like, where are you from? Where did you do your education from?
I'm Dr. Nirmal from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So I did my UG and PG general medicine both from Chengalpattu Medical College. And after that, I did some 8 months as an SR near my home in private medical college, followed which I did 1 year bond. So there was a compulsory bond in Tamil Nadu. So I did 1 year bond in a district hospital. After which I had some time for 6 to 8 months for this exam to prepare. After this only, I was able to get rank.
So through this period, like you had a good period to dwell upon whether to do super specialty or not, and what branch to do super specialty in. So how did you like come to this decision? And like as from your perspective and in general for some resident who's deciding on what branch to choose, who should choose rheumatology as a a future field, and what made you choose it?
Actually, I completed my post graduation in May 2022, sir. After that, I started. I decided it was either rheumatology or nephrology because I am much more fascinated towards those two fields. I looked up my towards those chiefs and associate professors in those departments, and I was excited by their work. So I I like those subjects in compared with the other subjects. So for NESS, I thought I would start my preparation. I started way back in November 22 session. For the November 22 session, I started. It was very slow and steady preparation. Like I used to work and I used to read. So I was not able to crack the top 5 rank, like in the top 10 and all. So um, then I think I think almost I gave all the exams except the November 23 exam. Uh, and then only after if we are going to take up rheumatology, I think we should definitely dedicate some at least 3 to 6 months of time without working. I guess that time is definitely required to prepare and crack the seat.
Yes, so you took us through your journey as well, like how you prepared, like as a summarized version you told us. But like let's get into a little bit of detail. Like, what preparation strategy did you use for the theory portion, the MCQs? What did you use for the foundation, and then also how did you prepare ahead, like for the interview, etc.
Actually, from the initial exams and all, after I give every exam, number 22 exam, I used to recall all the questions by myself and I used to write those questions down. And I did all those exams, all the upcoming exams also, I was doing that. And I was trying to find out where I was going wrong in my preparation. So why I was not able to get into the top 5 or top 10. So I concentrated on those areas and I made myself better in those areas. For example, the treatment aspect, every time the question, when it comes around the treatment aspect, I was not able to crack those questions well. and also the recent guidelines which are coming. I was not able, even in the last April 24 session, there were 2 questions on apple. I didn't even know that there was a guidelines at that time. So I think whenever new guidelines come, we have to keep updating ourselves, and we have to focus more on the treatment aspect, so that we can make ourselves from better than the others. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Because like when we think about rheumatology, mostly we think about clinical features. We think about little bit of pathogenesis, pathophysiology, but mostly we think about clinical features and we think about diagnostics, right? But what the testing is in tests in exams, and also what is important for us as a clinician is to take that treatment decision. So definitely, and especially in rheumatology, it's a little bit difficult because it's not so easy. It's not something that has been well written. It changes every day, so that's very important. And like another common confusion for students who are preparing ahead, and also you might have faced as well through your preparation, was how to balance this BTSS INSS thing, because it's quite the different preparations are there, right? One is almost only general medicine based, and the other is only 25% general medicine, and the rest is specialty. So, did you have that confusion at any point? How would you deal with that?
no, sir. I actually thought like I would prepare everything. I actually for this session of for this November session, I started my preparation from April. So I was concentrating more on the general medicine portion rather than the I mean rheumatology portion. I think I would have given most time. I think I would have hardly given some 2 months only in those 6 to 8 months time for rheumatology. The remaining time I was giving only to general medicine. So I thought the exam, NEET as exam also would be coming around
Primarily,
November time. So, but it went to March 25. So I thought I would prepare for both. But I didn't think there is some confusion between the, I never had that confusion between NEET SS and INISS. So,
right. So that is one thing I also advise. Like NEET SS should be your primary exam, especially in a field like rheumatology. Especially if you see your May sessions in rheumatology, there's only one seat in PGI. There's no seat in. Very rarely does any seat comes in other aims, and also JIPMER doesn't have a seat. So in those cases, you should keep NEET SS as a primary exam as you did. And let's talk a bit about this year's paper. Like as you told that you were recalling the previous sessions, did you feel this year's paper was atypical in any sort of way? Like one thing was that a lot of it was based on Kelly. So did your preparation align with that? And if you would change anything retrospectively, anything like that?
actually, this I think of all the exams which I gave, this exam was the most tough. I felt it was the most tough, and usually I didn't go along with the lines of Kelly. So mostly I used to see the tables and diagrams only. So apart from that, it was only my own notes which I had for preparation. And I think I also looked up some only very limited portions in Hogberg's also, only like myositis and something related to what's that? Some topic. I think those questions, the previous year questions, which were very tough, were from Hogberg's. I thought, but this time all
Yeah,
this
myositis antibodies, etc.
uh, this
Yeah.
time it was mostly around Kelly, but I didn't go along the lines of Kelly. It was very tough, sir. But even the general medicine portion for this session was very tough when
Yeah,
compared
I
to the
heard that.
other years. And it was
Yeah, I
also a
think this
different.
time. Yeah, tell
The
me.
pattern was also a bit different from the other years, I felt. So mostly the other years there will be some questions around the tables and all, but this
Yeah.
time I don't think so. There were questions on all that.
Yeah, this
So,
time it was definitely skewed towards those who read Kelly's well, right? Like especially those clinical chapters of RA, of myositis, of spondyloarthropathy. They picked up lines from the text, so it's not usual. It's not something that happens usually, but this time it was the common consensus compared to previous papers. And like, let's talk about the interview preparation. Like, obviously, you are joining through the AIMS merit list, so interview did have a role to play. So, how did you prepare for that? Any strategies?
actually, I was very nervous for that interview preparation. Even I was bothering you so much with whether what to do, what would be the questions which they'll be asking, if they'll be asking so much on thesis and all. Because I was worried that I am not have not done my UG and PG from an institute, so whether I would be selected or not, that was a major concern for me as well. So like your guidance and you motivated. If someone like if PGI are going to ask you questions, you need not worry at all. And I like when I got the confirmation that when PGI people are going to ask questions, then I made myself okay. Then I think when compared with the previous session questions, our questions, I think the questions which were asked to me were very practical, and it was very easy to be answered. The same preparation for theory, I think it worked for me for practical interview session as well.
Yeah, I still remember that discussion we had. I think, like, I am not really sure about other branches, but at least in rheumatology we are lucky that the interview is not much skewed. Like, it's not skewed that if somebody is from a PGI and the PGI is taking an interview, it's not so much, it doesn't matter much because it's very objective. Like, the questions are asked and each question will have a weightage, that's it. So neither they'll ask you where are you from, what thesis, nothing will be asked much. So that's what helped, and that is a good thing, in my opinion, in our rheumatology's case. And
Also, there were 6 faculties were there. I was also
yeah,
intimidated by that fact. And I think they were very humble enough. Like I took my own time to answer, and it was not as I thought it would be so much intimidating. It was very nice, and
yeah, definitely. Like, the PGI team is very, like, soft, and they'll ask the questions sternly, but they'll always ask in a very friendly way. So what would you guide your juniors, like somebody who is in residency thinking about rheumatology, or somebody like you and me who did crack the exam after residency, taking a small break? So what would you guide your juniors from this perspective?
I think if they are going after rheumatology, we just need to have some perseverance, strength. I don't think so. We could, we can crack it in one time. Like I know some of the people are like waiting for so much time. They are giving exam. They are not able to be in the top 5 or top 3. They are giving exams one after the other. I think that is not the same in the other departments. I think they'll be easily able to get a seat, but that is not the case here in rheumatology. So I think we should have some patience and perseverance to go forwards in this department. I feel to get into this.
Yeah, definitely. So finally, once now you're settled, you're happy, like, whom would you like to thank, like, for all these great, brilliant results that you have got?
First, I would thank my family. They have believed in me, and like for after finishing MD, also like sitting at home and preparing for like 6 months without working. It's I think they have taken up that burden. Like they have given me that confidence of preparing. So I would say I would give a big thank to my parents and my brother, and to my PG colleagues who were always there to support me. Like. To all this decision, they were behind me, and to my UG and PG faculties, and definitely to the doctoratorials team and Vishnu sir, because he was always there. You were always there to help us from the start of the preparation itself. Like from April, I was seeing our group, WhatsApp group was very, very active. Along with endocrine and neuro groups, I used to post some difficult questions, and I'll almost get the answers within 24 hours. So my doubts will always be cleared all the time. So even for the interview mentorship, I think you played a great role in guiding me to get to crack this exam. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Like, our favorite time is when you guys get the results, so we all work for that. So thank you again for talking to us, and I hope, more importantly, juniors who are seeing this interview, they take away good tips from you, and they do well as well. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Nirmal.
Thank you, sir.